Alright guys, hey, I just got my GrizzTek things in the mail here because Randall, the guy at GrizzTek, was nice enough to ship them to me overnight. So I'll just unbox them and we'll take a look at what we got here. I know he fabricated these up. These are for the RZR 900. I accidentally ordered the wrong ones, but they look like it'd be pretty easy to install. Just a couple of holes here. Nice thick plastic. Feels pretty good. It's not too, I mean, it's got a little bit of give to it. But we'll get them installed there and see how they look. Alright, well, the first thing to kind of check is make sure you got the right one for the right side. At least the GrizzTek lets you know which one faces up. And so this one is the driver's side one. But the first problem you run into, at least on the 900, just as the directions say, it's a pretty tight fit this way. You can see on the bottom it's not catching and I can't quite get it around that way. And I can manipulate it in this way, but I can't bring it back around. So probably the best way to approach it is to come down from the top. And I'll just undo the fan clip here real quick. Get that out of the way. I should be able to now slip this down in this way. Now you see I've got a winch in there too, so I'm hoping that that doesn't get too much in the way or cause too much of a problem. Alright, that really didn't take much effort at all. Definitely on the driver's side you want to go in through the opening here, and as you can see down there at the bottom, I've got clearance between my winch and the plate here, so there's plenty of room there. I don't think that's going to interfere with them, and you'll see that the plate is the entire width down there. So this is a KFI stealth winch, not winch, that's what I meant to say. And so you can see how it lines up back here. Obviously you want to fit everything around the radiator there. And then I guess it's just a matter of drilling the holes where it lines up just like it says to. I can see that it does kind of touch the winch right there. Just a little, but I think if I move it forward enough it'll stay away from it. Just so I can move that free spool switch on the winch if I needed to. But I think otherwise this shouldn't be too much of a problem just to drill in. Just gonna keep it up as far as I can, and that way there's enough clearance up there. Should be good. Alright, so I went ahead and drilled in the first hole there. You can see through or not. Those were pretty easy. A 5/16 drill bit. There's not much to go through there. It's pretty easy to do. I don't think it'll cause any problems. It looks like the next one up is right next to the frame there, and that one at the top on the inside there is going to be difficult to get to. I hope I've got a long enough bit, but there's not much to go through. This guy giving you all the push pins here as well. Should make this pretty easy. So I'm going to do it one at a time instead of drilling all three holes. It can make a lot more sense if you drill one hole, put one in, and make sure you have the other ones positioned properly. So I've got one hole in. I'll go ahead and put in the push pin here. Ta-da. Make sure it lines up in the hole properly. Well, shit, that was easy. I'll keep going and do the rest. Okay, shit, that couldn't have been any easier. As far as drilling in goes, just using that 5/16 bit, they pop in fine. I went in one at a time with the push pins. You see everything fits just perfectly. There's space there with the winch. I tried to mount it as high as I possibly could up there. So there's plenty of space there. There's even a small gap, enough that I can fit my finger behind a little bit there, between there, so I have plenty of movement and it's not rubbing against the winch at all. So stand back a bit. I think that even adds something to the look a little bit. Alright, so this one, I kind of went against his advice. I still had my tires turned in from when I was doing the driver's side, but I was still able to get it in over my STI Black Diamonds here. I just took a little navigating, but like he says, just go slow. It shouldn't be a problem. You'll see here too, it's kind of the same thing. It's actually easier to go in underneath here than it was through the side, or at least come down from the top. You'll see it's got space there, clearance from the winch on that side, and on this side too. I mean, you can see there's just enough clearance. So before I even start drilling, I know that's going to fit. Just going to leave it high enough. That cutout really doesn't make that big of a difference right now, but I imagine is if the shocks get compressed, I'm going to want that space. So I'm going to try and mount it as far forward as I possibly can. As high up as I can and as far forward as I can. I don't know if it makes a difference if I'm using Fox shocks or not, but anyway, we'll go ahead and get it started. Okay, no, he was right. You absolutely have to do it. You could fit that in very well, but you're certainly not going to get your drill in through your tire if you don't do it. So, small thing, but just make sure you move your tires as you go through each side. So I'll just install the passenger side now. And this is pretty much real time. I mean, this hasn't taken me 10 minutes. This is pretty simple stuff. So get this next one installed. Okay, that's it. It was about the easiest install I've ever done of anything, to be honest with you. Those went in very easily. You'll see from the top down here, you've got a good amount of clearance there from the winch. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little bit of glare, but there's clearly some space there between the winch. You can see at the bottom there. Over on this side, you see it's just gone around the hose here, so it stays on the inside of that. And it too, see down at the bottom there, just has enough clearance through the winch. So, shit. That was super easy, and might save you thousands with radiator shit. I've seen that some of it's been covered by Polaris, but nonetheless, I still think that's pretty cool looking. And I like that you can customize the colors. So, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. So, very cool stuff. Get the GrizzTeks.